Hello, my name is Siyabonga Mapiyeye. I'm a law student. I'm also ambassador of change with Think Big 39. With me, I am joined with four beautiful ladies that will be giving us an overview of what law is and what students can expect. We'll start with you, ma'am. Nsovo, tell us, as a woman in law, what do you want to pursue, and tell us about the challenges that women face in law and how you plan on navigating that field from pre-entry when you enter the university and as you go deeper into your study. Tell us how one should navigate coming fresh out of high school.
Hi guys, I'm Nsovo, a final year LLB student, and be focused. Usually your first year and your second year is simple, but as you navigate into your third and fourth year, you might have some challenges if you don't pay attention. And what I would like to pursue in the spectrum of law, I would like to be a data privacy law in the future.
Thank you very much, Nsovo. That is a beautiful answer. You really touched on an interesting field of law that is not known to many. Thank you very much for your submission. Ma'am, let me come to you. Please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your studies and your experience from your personal view and how you're planning on navigating, but also touching on how future students can avoid landmines in law, especially young female first years coming into university. How should they navigate from your personal view?
Okay. Hello guys, my name is Ayanda Ngobese. I'm a second year student in UNISA. I'm doing diploma in law. So my experience with UNISA, at first it was difficult because I think undergraduates are not given enough help so that they can navigate in university. So as you know, university is different from high school. So when you get to university, things will change, things like that. So I wish I had a helping hand, someone who will show me this and that. So what I can say to maybe a high school learner coming into university, what I can advise is to ask guys, you have many platforms that you can use to ask to get information. Yeah, I think that's all.
Thank you, ma'am. You touched on an important topic that information is worth gold in this field. So a young female knowing the right information will find it easy to navigate studies and learning practicals and gaining soft skills along the way.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Hi, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Ntiyiso and I am a final year law student.
So, as a final year law student, what would you tell a student coming fresh out of high school? What advice, as a woman, on how to navigate? Because I think you've gained experience, you know what to do and not what to do as a woman. What would you tell yourself back then if you knew the information you know now? How would you move differently?
I think so. Thing is, this is my first degree, right? And I was in science stream. So when I came into law, it was like a new, different world. I didn't understand most of the concept in my first year. Law sounded like a foreign language. So I think I was afraid of asking for help. So I think now that I've been studying it for some time, I would have definitely asked for help in order for me to understand everything. Yes.
Thank you very much. You really touched on an important thing of make yourself vulnerable to people. Ask if you don't know. Seek help. You might get rejected here and there, or people not being nice to you, but asking for help is key in moving towards your career. Thank you very much for that. We have our last speaker here, Michelle. Michelle, you are a final year law student. Also, you'll be taking part in the Africa Moot Court in Ghana. Congratulations, by the way, on that. Michelle, as a young woman trying to break into this field, what would you give a young lady seeing Michelle raising the South African flag high in Ghana? How did you get there, and just touch on the soft skills that they can gain as a woman and on how to navigate those fields?
Okay, thank you, Sia. So I think one of the things that you need to know when you're going into law is, like Nsovo said, passion. You need to be passionate about the field, because you're going to go in the field, and if you're not passionate about it, you are going to fall within your first 2 years, because the work builds up as it comes along. So one of the first things that I would recommend a young woman interested in doing law to do is be passionate, do your research well, know what type of law you want to venture into. And sometimes it's not necessary to apply directly for the LLB. If you wish to maybe go into corporate, rather take BCom law, then there's less pressure in doing all the other laws that are irrelevant to your course. Know what you want to do, again. So the moot court. Moot court is very important for a law student, because this is where you learn how to do the practicality of your field. When you get into moot court, they teach you how to draft. You learn how to draft summons. You learn how to draft practice notes, how to draft heads of arguments. And when you go to court, you need to have heads of arguments. You cannot be going to court without a drafted document with whatever that you're going to present. So if you do moot court, you get to learn all those things, which are things that you would otherwise need to be learning in law school. So doing moot court as part of your university degree is actually a very good idea. You can also do things like debate, because it teaches you oracy skills, which is the same thing that moot court also teaches, and it helps you with like stage fright. You know, those judges, they can be intimidating. But if you've been doing it from a space when you're in the university, by the time you actually get into practice, you know what you're doing, you know court language, you know how to stand before a judge. So it will not be as difficult. If you've done debate, you've also been in front of judges. You can also take practical legal skills as part of your course. If you do practical legal skills, you get to learn as well how to draft, but moot court also covers that. And there's just a lot, man. Like, if you're a law student, you're doing law, pursue everything that there is to pursue during your course, because it's going to come in handy when you finish.
That is really beautiful. You touched. It is really, as we're celebrating Women's Month, it is really a privilege to see a young woman representing other women in moot court. So I think the energy of Women's Month is just gonna carry you through that competition. But you touched on an important thing of, we want more female law students especially to pop up and compete, because as you know, Michelle, the challenges that women face in this field, we have an underrepresentation of women appearing in the court. So by you doing that, maybe the young law students popping up can really see an example and try to aspire to that. Thank you very much for everyone's input, guys. I think happy Women's Month, and it has been an honor and a privilege to hear all your views. I think I've grown as a person from hearing each and every one of you, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.